guys? How y'all doing today? Well, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, baby, you are literally in prison acting a fool. Listen, I guess the reality of the situation is moving forward. Y'all know they said Diddy had a huge prison meltdown as he remains in the Hellhole jail. Now, let me just say something. Are there any jails that aren't? But let's get into this because I don't think Diddy had a meltdown. I think, knowing what we've seen of Sean Diddy Combs and his defense, Diddy had an ego trip. He was literally barking orders to the rats and roaches huddling in the corner of his jail. And they finally said, it's Christmas. I don't got to listen to you anymore, Mr. Combs. And he had a meltdown. Either that or he was trying to see if Luigi was standing under the mistletoe. You know, Luigi Mangione and Diddy are in the same prison. He was trying to see if Luigi was standing the mistletoe, because you know Luigi is everybody's type. However, Diddy, you might want to just get some new. If that's what he's thinking, you might want to back away from that. Baby, Luigi know how to hold that blicky when it gets sticky. And he ain't afraid to do what he needs to do. I'm just saying. He already on a quest to end any type of oppression. Diddy, you should just stay in the shadows. Anyway. Side note, I did a story on Luigi. Do y'all know that they are now saying that might not even be the right man? But let's get back into Diddy, okay? They said Sean Diddy Combs had a festive meltdown in a notorious Hellhole prison because he couldn't believe he was still behind bars. This is directly from the Daily Mail. Okay, let's get into this. A panicked Diddy reportedly pleaded with guards to be taken to a prison hospital for observation, claiming he thought he was having a breakdown on Thursday. Diddy, you ain't slick. You ain't slick. And knowing the way Diddy is, please, excuse me, I've seen enough Prison Break movies to know that you go into the infirmary sick. Oh, I think I'm having a heart attack. And then you paid off one of the nurses. You paid off the laundry driver. You paid off all those people. And you go and you stay in the infirmary and they think you're sleeping, but it's really 4 pillows piled high. 4 pillows piled high, and then you're smuggled out through the laundry thing, and then you're on your road to freedom. Diddy, shut up. We all seen the way that movie ends. Go take your butt back to jail and eat your turkey flavored top ramen. Anyway, also, why hasn't Top Ramen come out with a holiday edition? I think that'd actually be really good. One that tasted like turkey stuffing. I'm just saying. Anyway, the guards at the MDC refused his request. I told y'all, they was like, prisoner 84327, go to bed. They refused his request, according to a source close to Diddy, who was locked up in September. They said with his high-powered legal team, Diddy thought he'd be out of jail by now. I keep saying, Diddy, you hired the wrong Agnifilio. Mark's wife actually clocked in, showed up, and went to work. Oddly enough, I've seen Mark Agnifilio behind his wife for Luigi Mangione's trial more than I ever saw him clocking in for Diddy. Maybe he just thinks Diddy is a lost cause. They said spending the holidays behind bars was a nightmare for him. He eventually managed to calm himself down with the meditation technique he's been using while he's been behind bars. Let me find out Russell Simmons has been giving him meditation techniques. I'm just saying. Anyway, it took him a few hours of deep breathing and focusing to get out of the bad space he was in, but he finally managed it. What is that? Is that self-awareness? Is that self-discovery? What? Is that finding out that all your underhanded tricks didn't work? Let me tell y'all something though. I do feel for Diddy, not as a human, but I feel for him in the way of, we've all been there, right? We were too clever by half. We plotted a little bit too much. I know it ain't never gonna be over any sex trafficking, but you know how you're just like, yo, I'm gonna do it, and everything and everyone's like, yo, don't do it, it's too dangerous, and you're like, no, don't worry, I'm gonna do it. You sneaking out the house, you calling out sick from work, you doing an excuse not to do like your paper in college, and then something happens, and not only is your lie exposed. So my mom and dad always said lies come out at the worst possible time. Not only are your lies exposed, but they're exposed at the worst possible time to do the maximum damage. Now, most people learn this lesson at 3 or 5 years old when your mom and dad are like, yo, did you eat the cookies? Did you eat the cookies? Did you eat the cookies? Diddy is now learning at 55 years old, but it's for some heavy stuff. It's finally clicked in his head. Finally, it's clicked into his head that he is done for. The feds have a 99.7% conviction rate. You can't do a plea deal unless you give up a big fish. And right now they said Jay-Z is not going to put a good word into Diddy. He's busy trying to save himself. They said, listen, they said he had to go to 3. Now get this. A source close to Diddy. So now we got warring sources close to Diddy. A source close to Diddy, however, denied the claims, telling the Daily Mail that he's staying strong in jail despite missing his family a great deal at Christmas, which is a time he always spends with his children. Like you not having literally Santa freak-offs with people dressed up as elves. Shut up, Diddy. Anyway, like that wasn't on your Christmas menu. I think that Mark Agnafilio said this. This sounds like him. Yana, Diddy is staying strong in jail despite missing his family a great deal at Christmas, which is a time he always spends with his children. They said Diddy's alleged meltdown comes as a judge ruled that an Alabama woman who says she was raped by Jay-Z and Diddy when she was 13 can proceed anonymously for now in her lawsuit against the rap mogul. Woo! They said Diddy faced a bleak Christmas in Brooklyn jail. The disgraced music mogul allegedly continues to refuse meals while he is in lockup as he awaits for his criminal trial on federal sex trafficking. They said in a recent court appearance, he was described in reports as being astonishingly thinner and grayer after spending the last 3 months behind bars. Baby, let me tell y'all something. I said it once and I said it again. Diddy's Just for Men or Beijing, whatever he uses, Diddy's Just for Men, Beijing, whatever, ran out. He was always gray. Shut up. Second of all, right? Diddy refusing meals. How many meals are you going to refuse? By this time, you would have been withered away. He probably refusing meals because he don't like coleslaw or he don't like peanut butter and jelly, but he be there for the macaroni and cheese night. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, what do you think of this? Does this make you feel any sympathy for Diddy? Do you think that he needs to be released? Let me answer that for you. No, and he is not. All right? Listen. Again, I think at this point, Diddy's probably praying that Luigi Mangione looks at him while he's being walked in and stands in that mistletoe. Diddy, you better keep praying, because I'm just telling you, you ain't Luigi's type, baby. And I mean that in the worst possible way. Anyway, right? At the end of the day, things are not looking too good for Diddy. Even the association of Diddy has his associate Jay-Z fighting for his reputation. It appears that everybody around Diddy is being pulled in. Jay-Z did say that he was the only one that didn't settle. And now I sit there and think, does he wish that he had just actually settled? Because it looks like Busby is not done with him. I'm not going to lie. They got one over on Busby last week and caught him lacking, slipping, dipping. But baby, Busby came back with a roar. And guess what? The judge agrees too. Y'all, listen, I'm going to break it down in another video what actually happened because there's a lot of misinformation on Twitter. In the meantime, y'all, I don't know. Be like Diddy and do some deep breathing exercises. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.